Thank you very much for attending the 8th session of Real World Data Science. Today, as you know, is primarily a lab session where now we will focus on building a tabular data forecasting model. Again, like every week, if optionally, if you want to know about the instructor, please visit this video. I strongly, however, recommend that all of you look at what is a neural network and how do you set up the environment. These two videos are very important. In this, we talk about how to use the LMS and discussion forums. This is overall structure of the course. Right. This is a second session of the tabular data. So this is not the right time to start this program if you are joining. Unless you saw the last class video and you're very comfortable about what was covered there, just wait for a week. However, if you attended the last class, this is a very good continuation. Please stay on. So in the last class, we said the life cycle of a data science project has the following steps. First, around 10% of the time, we data scientists and us, the functional users, spend time together identifying what features are important to solve this problem, what easy to collect data can influence the outcome. So the goal in these kind of data science problems is to predict something. So when I want to predict something, I want to predict it as a function of some other attributes. Feature engineering is identifying what those attributes are. Data engineering is actually collecting that from various sources. In the olden days, almost all data science was based on the data that the organizations collected. But modern day, we go all over the place. We go to the web, we go to social media, we look at the IoT devices and collect the data. This has become immensely more complicated. And then pre-processing is the third step, which is actually fairly time consuming if the data is difficult and unstructured. Data pre-processing is cleaning up this data. Okay, filling missing values, cleaning up this data. And then building a model, which probably is the most glamorous, but actually the easiest part of the problem. And then visualizing and storytelling. So today, we more or less only focus on two different aspects of data science model building. We spend very little time. We are going to collect data that is more or less well structured, and then we spend some time in building the models. We will talk about these in greater detail in the later classes, but today, because it's a programming class, our focus will be on these two. On that, this will be the easier one. We take simpler data to process. Most of our time goes in this 5% actually. So model building itself, so this where our focus is. We will give some easy to measure attributes, okay, as input. We will give from the past data the corresponding value that we want to predict. I'll tell you, I'll introduce you to the use case, corresponding value, and some details about the model. And we give all of them into an algorithm. The algorithm will come back with then a equation or a model, which we will then use to make predictions. Okay. So that's that is what we have to identify some attributes, the Y value of interest, and some hyperparameters. Now, special mention about pre-processing. We are going to do two major steps in pre-processing. There are some attributes like age, like sales that we collect. They are numbers. We will fill the missing value. Sometimes you may not have that particular age in the data. What do? You fill it with an average. You fill it with the median. You fill it with a 0 sometimes. So that is one thing that we will do. Normalize is essentially You don't have to explicitly do it. All algorithms have built-in normalization where you subtract the mean, divide by the standard deviation. So the idea of normalization is getting the data into one range. We talked about it in the last class.